Greetings to the people of the Caribbean and the rest of the world. It's a joy and a pleasure to be greeting you and bringing this message of emancipation to you, whereby I'm pointing you to look inwardly to discover that your real identity is your divinity. And that is why I want to speak to you concerning the protest actions that have been taking place in the islands of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which is where I am from, and in Grenada, Antigua, and the rest of the Caribbean. Many people are protesting, but they're not waking up to the truth of knowing who they are. They're not waking up to the truth of coming to the realization that they've been trapped in false education, religion, and politics. They are not waking up to the truth that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically. For the Bible is not literal, neither is it secular history, and that the Bible is written symbolically, and it has no reference to anyone who existed thousands of years ago to an actual event that would have taken place on earth thousands of years ago. They still fail to realize that from the beginning to the ending of the Bible, that is all a great psychological drama, and it all have to do with the human psyche. And that is why none of them who disagree with me can ever tell me of one thing that was done in the Bible that wasn't false a thought, or false an idea, or false imagine. Even when they disagree with me, it still has to be mental, it has to first be psychological. So instead of they correct their stupidity, they're thinking by protesting and doing all of these things that they can change anything. But my brother and my sisters, the only thing that you have power to change is yourself. That is why you can change yourself by what? The renewing of your mind. You must be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Take control of your mind, and no one else will be able to take control of your mind for you. So I'm going to give you some little things to work upon. Now, the first thing I want to teach you is that there are laws that governs the universe and governs all of humanity, and there's no one that can break these laws. For example, the law of mentalism, that everything was false thought, everything was false mental, everything was false psychological. There's no one who can prove that wrong. There's no preacher who could prove that wrong. There's no book in this world that could be written that wasn't false a thought, or false an idea, or false imagine, that wasn't false mental. The next thing I want to show you, that everything is energy, vibration, and frequency. And that when you have a thought, it is a thought frequency that is being transmitted out into the ether by the brain, because the brain is a receiver and a transmitter of frequency. Therefore, when you control your mind, you're controlling your vibration and your frequency, because you're actually a mass of energy. And energy cannot be created or destroyed. And many people are protesting. They're going to fall and become victims because they've been controlled by money, because most of them are working for a certain salary, and they become a paycheck slave because the school system is set up to make you a paycheck slave. That's why when you leave school, the next thing you're looking for is a job. It's been planned and put that way. So the only escape is you letting go and learning to believe in yourself. What they're doing around the world is showing you that all these governments, they're puppets. All these so-called leaders, they're puppets, and you're supposed to be the leader of yourself. The real shadow government, you're not seeing them. So, they're doing the best they can. And so, what they're doing, they're giving you a chance to grab hold of yourself and stop being just a feeder on the earth. Just eat, sleep, and shit. Eat, sleep, and shit. And you ain't providing nothing. That's why when you check out most people who are poor, they always want something, but they don't want to give anything. Ask them, how much people have you inspired? How many lives have you uplifted? How many people have you edified in a positive way? They waste time on social media, Facebook, Instagram, all of these things. They waste time on these things. They waste their life away and expect their political leaders to take care of them and expect the preachers to preach them all the way into a so-called heaven. When the preachers right now are trying to save their own butt and their own family and taking all of the people money. So my whole message is that what the people really need, they need to wake up to understand that all is self and everything begins with self, and that there's no one to change but self. Don't try to change the system. Change yourself. The problem is not the government. The problem is yourself. The problem is not the inoculation you're going to get, you know. The problem is yourself. Many people saying that it's mandatory, but the vaccine is not really mandatory. It gives you a damn choice, but you might lose your house. You might lose your job. You might lose the thing that I think dear to you and more valuable to you, but I'm saying to you the most valuable thing is yourself. Your self-worth is the most valuable thing. Do not never lift money above yourself, because money was first a thought. Money was first an idea. Don't you know that? So the people have lost their mind. It's a mass hysteria happening in the world. It's a mass psychosis that is taking place all around the world and all around the Caribbean too. That's why people say this, they get caught up in so much of foolishness and so on. And all the people who protest and so on, what's going to happen? They're going to still get inoculated. Why? Many of them have bills. They have mortgages and loans way above their heads. Because why? Everybody wants a big ride. Everybody wants to live in a big house. And people like me, they say crazy. He's a crazy man. He loses his mind. He dotish. He's stupid. I know to be the most stupid man up in this country, you know. But I say that imagination is what creates reality. And you can use your mind to become whatever you want to be. Watch. I have a penny. This penny, it was first a thought before it becomes manifested like this. It was first spirit before it becomes matter. Everything comes from spirit to matter. And you're a spirit having a human experience. And they make you believe that there was a man 2,000 years ago who walked the earth with special powers, who born from a woman from down here, and she was still a virgin. No, the virgin birth is right here, man. I speak from experience. It happened to me. You see, I could go into the Bible and show you many things, okay? But if you're interested to know more about the Bible, you can feel free to reach out to me. I normally mentor people, train people, and I have my own Bible. It's called the 66 Books of Magic. So I'm not just talking, I have things that will give you to educate you if you're willing to invest in your own damn self. And stop looking to government and all of these people to take care of you. But the point I want to make with this penny, look at it. Okay, this over here is imagination and this one is education. Which one was before? I asked a politician at the time, because he asked me about if I going to vote for he. I said, 3 things I don't get too involved in this world. I said, politics, religion, and higher education. He said, oh, will you ever get into education? He didn't attack me with the politics, neither the religion. You know. He said, why have I against education? Because why? They use education to brainwash it, false education. No, the word education comes from the Latin word educo, which means to draw out from. Real education is within. It's only when you find yourself, you're really, really educated. And when you find yourself and you can get whatever you want in this world, that's when you're really civilized. That's when you really find yourself. That's when you're truly educated. So when he asked me, so now, there was a tree right there, pull a piece of bush, and I break it in two, and I said, this one is education, this one is imagination. Which one was before he get vexed? When I asked him, so he said, I know. Common sense was before book, and he go away, had nothing to, because what? I don't want anything from, I don't have to look to politicians for anything. My brother, my sisters, all we are connected, just like how all the computers connected, and within this information age, every one of us, we are all connected. Okay, but if you know how to use your mind, you'll be able to get anything you want in this world. So, it doesn't matter whether if you're living in Antigua, you're living in Grenada, you live in St. Vincent, you're living in Montserrat, you're living in Anguilla, wherever you are. If you know to any part of the world you go, you'll always find 2 kinds of people, the wise and the foolish. You'll always find those people. And most of the time, the most foolish people are religious people. Religious people. This thing will go on and on and on, and religious people say, oh, we are living in the last days. They interpret the Bible that way for you. The same people interpret the Bible that way for you is the same people that inoculate your black ass. Yes, the same people. You worshiping the slave master himself when he project his idol to you, the blonde hair, blue eye, Jesus that it give you, and make you believe some man born 2,000 years ago from down here of a woman. Wake up, no man. When you start to create whatever you want in this world consciously, then you can understand the immaculate conception. You can understand when you have a desire and you hold on that desire and become impregnated with that desire and you bring forth that desire. You will realize what I'm talking about. When you tap into the masculine and feminine energy, when you understand the conscious and the subconscious mind, you can understand what I'm talking about. But if you are right now listening to me, okay, this is a chance that has been given to you to learn more about yourself and more about your mind. Because when you control your mind, you'll be able to control your world. You'll be able to control your destiny. You realize that you're the Lord and Master of your destiny. And you can create your life how you want it to be. Okay? Now I can go on and on and on, but I think I don't want to give it too much. Especially if it's a person who you know, is a seeker, and probably if you listen to me still in Christianity and you want to know more, I just want to say to you, feel free to comment. Feel free to ask questions. So let me come to a close here by saying to you, if this is the very first time that you're listening to me, what I'm saying, it really makes sense to you and resonating with you. If you haven't subscribed already, I'm encouraged to subscribe, to like, to comment, and to share this video. So with that being said, I want to say peace, love you all, I'm out.